Welcome everyone to our Galactic Frequencies SpaceJam, and this is our first live stream. We're doing an acoustic all the way through. We've got Pete Hodkinson. Welcome. He's going to start the morning off for us. Some lovely beats and some sick beats. Some sick beats. And throughout it we're going to have a few more people in the next couple of hours. We just want to also say we stand here for everyone in Ukraine, and we're here for the solidarity for them, because what's happening is absolutely crazy. And for what we can do just now is we can send you guys on to a good Saturday night with some music, and the rest is going to be Pete. Enjoy.
Cheer.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Right,
so I want to tell some stories using both the sounds in my face and the sounds in this little box with strings on it, otherwise known as a guitar. This, not my face. That's. This first song is an instrumental piece. It was one of the first songs that I ever learnt all the way through. It's by a guy called Joe Satriani. It's called Tears in the Rain, and it's one that I like to play to just kind of warm my fingers and my soul up, so hopefully it does the same for you. I don't know if you need to get your fingers warmed up out there, but I do, so see how we go. Tears in the Rain. It's a surreal buzz being in such a quiet, attentive room. I quite like it. How's the online world out there? Is it just as quiet and attentive? I hope you guys are being fucking loud in your rooms, Getting prepped for your Saturday night or your Sunday morning, depending. I know a few of my friends are probably tuning in now, so if you are, hello. It's nice to see you. This next song that I'm going to play, so the first one was a song that I learnt quite early on. This is a song that I wrote quite early on in my little musical journey. And what's interesting about this song is when I wrote it, I was sitting in my bedroom looking out a window at rain falling, like ripping through the trees in the front yard, and kind of it was quite a stormy evening. And so I wrote this song, and then the next day I got up and showed my parents, and I was like, I wrote this thing. My parents were watching it, and they're like, well, what's that called? And I was like, I don't really know. I don't really have a name for it yet. And my dad goes, dancing trees. I can see dancing trees. And he had no idea that I had been watching trees like rip about the front lawn as I was writing it. So maybe you guys can see some dancing trees in this one as well. Right on. Cheers. So now we're going to start making some mouth sounds. Specifically singing. I know there's a lot of sounds that one could... Fuck, I wish I knew Mongolian throat singing right now. How epic would that be, just on demand? I'm going to do a Mongolian throat singing remix of No Diggity. This tuning is quite an interesting one. It's Dadgad, D-A-D-G-A-D. And it was first introduced to me by a guy that I saw busking just randomly on the street. It's a guy called Luke Hurley, actually, if there's any people that like acoustic music out there. And hopefully there are, because if you don't like acoustic music, then you've tuned into the wrong fucking stream. But I quite like acoustic music. But at the time I was still relatively new to playing the guitar, and I saw this guy, Luke Hurley, sitting on the side of the road in Titirangi up in Auckland. And he was playing this crazy shit in this tuning. And I just thought, man, that sounds absolutely amazing. I've never heard anything like this. And I waited for like half an hour until he actually like took a break and was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, how do you make the guitar sound like that? And he goes, Dadgad. It's like, mate, this is not the time for riddles. Like, tell me your secrets. Oh, coffee, thank you, Chet. The show is brought to you by the powers of caffeine.
The warp of the riddles.
So anyway, he told me about the tuning, told me how to get into it, and one of the first songs that I wrote was this one. It's called Distance. The song itself is kind of funny because when I wrote it, it's about the end of a relationship. You know, everybody's got to have a few songs about that, and I do. So just stay tuned. More relationships to come, more music to write. But when I wrote this particular song, it was well after the end of the relationship with the girl that it was written about, and I was in a relationship with somebody new, and the somebody new helped me realize like all of the reasons why that first relationship was definitely not meant to be. Like I already knew it wasn't because it was over, but I was just kind of I found myself thinking about it like, oh, this person is all of the things that I wanted out of that first relationship, you know. And obviously that changed and morphed over this 13 years in between then and now, but I remember being really happy about my partner at the time. And I played this song for her, and she couldn't get past the fact that I had written a song about my ex and was fucking furious with me. So, this song is called Distance. Something about this understanding we got here that I don't understand. It's you and I and her and him. It's us and them, and I think we need to start again. You're always hands off, hands on, hands up, hands out, asking for something new, and all I ever ask for is you. Time to face up or face off. You face the facts of your face being alone. I miss you too. No direction, baby, only distance between you and I in love. No direction, baby, only distance between you and I in love. You and I in love. Look back in my rear view with me and you, and sorry baby, but this is what I had to do. And you and Mother Time can take 5, but I'm alive and I won't wait for no one, not even you. Doors close and doors open, I'm just hoping you and I can find our way through. The same old story, guts and glory, faces we see every morning. Somehow this feels me, somehow this feels. No direction, baby, only distance between you and I love. No direction, baby, only distance between you and I in love. 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 Thank you. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers around, and cheers to them. Top of the morning to you.
You got the right hat on for it.
Too fucking right. Cheers. It's actually delicious. I'm a big fan. I like my coffee like strong. Yeah. Blacker than a black man's cape. This set is going to really test my tuning ability. What I tried to do today is actually something that I've never done before, which is structure the entire set, almost the entire set, in line with, like chronologically. So in the order in which the songs came into my life / in the order in which they happened. So there's one song that sits outside of that ever so slightly, but it's because the song. I'll tell the story about the song when we get there. That's a little prelude to the song. Was that a prelude or a preface? Prelude. I say prelude. Yeah. Yeah. Well. You ain't never heard a prelude like this. I have been playing the guitar since I was about 12, 13 years old. About 5 years, quiet in the cheap suits, buddy. And I was chiefly taught initially by my brother Dave. And he was babysitting me. I was like I wasn't a baby anymore, but we were hanging out while my parents were out doing other things, and they needed to be assured that I wasn't going to burn the house down in the meantime. They picked the wrong brother, because we both would have burned the shit out of that house. But he asked me one night while we were sitting there, he's like, does Dad still have that guitar sitting around in the house somewhere? And I was like, oh yeah, I think it's actually in my wardrobe. And he's like, well, go get it. So I ran off to my room, came back with this guitar, and he sat down and tuned it, which to me, in and of itself, I was like, holy shit, like, that's cool, you know. And then he started playing God, it would have been like Metallica, Unforgiven. That shit. And I was like, dude, you're a fucking wizard. Like, please teach me. And he was like, oh, I don't know. You got to take it seriously, And I was like, okay, no, I promise I will. I promise. Please teach me to play the guitar. And eventually he agreed, and he taught me like. In the Hall of a Mountain King, and I was like, okay, cool, now I'm ready for Metallica, like, let's do this. And I just spent the next, the rest of my life, really, but that period of time in particular was like just so intensely practicing everything that he would give me to practice. And it's been a kind of part of my life ever since then. And so, I mean, that's how it all began. Make sure I've got this thing in tune because it's telling me lies. Cheers, people, for coming online and watching. I promise it's not all me tuning. Oh, that sounds better. Doesn't that sound better? It sounds even better when you've got it going through the system. All right, so at some point along my musical journey, the people started dying. No, true story. I've played songs at a couple of people's funerals, and this one is a song that I played at my grandmother's funeral. I don't know how many years ago now, probably 6-7 years ago now. It's a song written by Tim Buckley, who is Jeff Buckley's dad. And Jeff Buckley played it at Tim's funeral, which was the first version of the song that I ever heard. I just thought it was absolutely stunning. So I'm going to play that for you guys now. There's a song called Once I Was. And I fought on foreign sands for you. Once I was a hunter, and I brought home fresh meat for you. Once I was a lover, and I searched behind your eyes for you. And soon there will come another to tell you I was just a lie. And sometimes I wonder, just for a while, do you ever remember me? Oh, yeah. Though you have forgotten all of our rubbish dreams, I still find myself searching through the ashes of our ruin for the days when we smiled, and the hours that ran wild, and the silence of our world, the magic of eyes, and sometimes I wonder, just for a while, do you ever remember me? Thank you. Purists that know the song will know I accidentally swapped 2 lyrics around in there. Ultimate cover-up. Once I Was Gate, 2022. The ultimate cover story. So yeah, in around 2016, 17, I was having a particularly bad time of it all. For a lot of reasons that are partially self-inflicted, mostly self-inflicted. You know, when we find ourselves in hard times, it's always important to ask ourselves, what did I do to put myself here, before we turn around blaming every fucking other person in the room. And I realized at a particularly dark point, trigger warning, that I didn't really want to be alive anymore. And a lot of people grapple with this moment to higher and lesser degrees. And one thing that I realized was that the thing that kept me going was the relationship I had with my parents. And I thought, you know, if I did something stupid, it would be way too much for them. And that was a beautiful thing, because I knew that I was blessed with a loving family, right? But at the same time, it was kind of scary, because I was like, well, fuck, you know, if the only thing I'm staying alive for is something external to myself in the worst possible times, then, you know, am I just waiting until they're not there anymore, and then gonna drink myself into oblivion? Or like, well, what's all that about? And so I realized I needed to find something to live for the long term, for my own mental health, that was bigger than that, and that was much more internal to me. And so I started much more passionately following my dreams. And then shortly thereafter, in the start of 2017, a very close friend of mine, a girl called Danny, passed away of a rare form of cancer, a John Hopkins lymphoma, I think. And she and I had a conversation maybe a few months before this had happened, and then I had a conversation with a mutual friend that kind of brought all that stuff up again. And it was along the lines of, she was asking, you know, do you know what's really sad? And I was like, I could probably think of a fucking thing or two, mate. She says, no, it's not that I'm dying, it's that I know far too many people who are not happy and not doing anything about it, you know, because for her, she didn't have choices left to make. The choice that she had was how to approach her own passing. And she saw so many people around her that had all the choices that they could make to make their life exactly what they wanted it to be, right in front of their faces, but they weren't making them because they were scared of what other people would think, scared of losing financial security, relationship security. Didn't like the relationship they were in, but weren't willing to change it and have the hard conversations about how to improve the situation. And it hit me fairly hard at the time, as it was, you know. But it didn't really entirely sink in, because at the time I had the happiness of things. You know, I just started a new job, new salary, like I was living a comfortable life. I was drinking quite a lot, so a lot of those superficial happiness things were in my life. But then when she actually passed away, we went up to the funeral and stuff, and it all kind of came to a head. And then it was actually when we went up to have a little goodbye ceremony of sorts, although we didn't really want to call it that. But we signed off. Me and one of our other mutual friends signed off on her will, and were there. And then she got married. She met a guy in the hospital, yeah, on Tinder, and yeah. And this guy Richie, super lovely guy. I don't know if he's out there listening somewhere, or if anyone from Danny's family is listening. Hello. But yeah, she told me the story of how they met on Tinder in the hospital, and when they were going to meet up, he was like, I'd love to meet up. She was like, okay, but, if you want to meet up, there's something that you should know about me. I'm dying. It was just kind of like, whoo. But Richie was head over heels, and he ended up marrying her before she passed away. Like weeks before she passed away. It was true love. True ward love, yeah. It's a beautiful thing. So we went up there for that, and then maybe the day after the wedding, I was working in our Auckland office of the company that I was working at, and I was like, the whole conversation came flooding back, and I was like, shit, like I really need to like make some decisions to change, and that was on top of grandma passing away, being redundant for a previous job, and going into this new thing, and then the thing with Danny, like all of that stuff happened at once, and I went, you know what, I've always wanted to do something with music, like I've got to like get out there and do something with it, because life is for the living, right? And around about the same time, I stumbled upon this song, which I wish I could say that I wrote. It's by, it's a guy called Mike, but he goes by Passenger, if you guys know. And it's a song called Life's for the Living. And I played this at Danny's funeral as a little goodbye and a hello to the 2.0 version, because I was talking to her dad a little bit after this whole thing, and he said the thing that helps make it make any kind of sense was the way in which she influenced the people around her to change the way that they were living. So that's her second life. So this song is for Danny. Well, grey clouds wrap round the town like elastic, and cars stood like toys made of Taiwanese plastic. The boy laughed at the spastic, dancing around in the rain, while laundrettes clean clothes, high heels rub toes, puddles splash huddles, and bus stop crows, dressed in their suits and their boots. Well, they all look the same. And I took myself down to the cafe to find all boys wrapped in books and crackling vinyl, and carved out a poem above the urinal that read, don't you cry for the lost, smile for the living, get what you need and give what you're given. You know life's for the living, so live it, or you're better off dead. Well, the evening pulled the moon out of its packet, and stars shone like buttons on an old man's jacket. We needed a nail, but we tacked it till it fell off the wall. While pigeons pecked trains, sparks flew like planes, the rain showed the rainbows and the oil stains. We all had new iPhones, no one had no one to call. And I stumbled down to the stomach of the town, where the widow takes memories to slowly drown. With a hand to the sky and a mist in her eyes, she said, don't you cry for the lost, smile for the living, get what you need and give what you're given. You know life's for the living, so live it, or you're better off dead. This town, blind man's forage. You take your dreams down and they stick 'em in storage. You can have 'em back, son, when you paid off your mortgage and loans. I held to this place, I'll go it my own way. I'll stick out my thumb and I'll trudge down the highway. Someday someone must be going my way home. Until then I'll make my bed from a disused car, a mattress of leaves and a blanket of stars, and I'll stitch the words into my heart with a needle and thread. Don't you cry for the lost, smile for the living. Get what you need and give what you're given. You know life's for the living, so live it or you're better off dead. Don't you cry for the lost, smile for the living. Get what you need and give what you're given. You know life's for the living, so live it or you're better off dead. To Danny. Cheers. Cheers to Danny. So yeah, and that day that I was in my office at work, the day after, I was talking to one of my colleagues through like email, although she was like popping her head up over the computer screen across the office, and I just sent her a screenshot of a plane ticket to Ireland, and she just like went like this over the top of the monitor, like big thumbs up. So I got in touch with my dad through Facebook Messenger and said, "Hey, can I borrow some money? I need to go to Ireland." And he was like, "Okay." Lent me some money. I bought a plane ticket, and then like 4 or 5 weeks later, in that period of time, I sold everything. Got that one-way ticket, moved out of my flat, packed everything that I could into one small backpack, like a school backpack, and took a sleeping bag and just left and went to Melbourne, visited some family there, dropped off some stuff, because I was planning to go to Melbourne, live in Melbourne, and like just go from Melbourne to Europe, travel around, and then go back to Melbourne, kind of start again there and do the whole music thing. That was the whole thing that it awoke in me. So I jumped on this plane and went across to Europe and traveled around doing all that stuff, and then 3 years later I was still in Germany. So I mean, best decision I ever made was just selling everything and leaving. But all of that stuff is still in Melbourne. Thanks Auntie Mara and Uncle Bill, storing my shit in their garage or wherever it's stored now. They've moved house since then, so they've taken all of my shit with them. And I've still got some stuff in a flat in Germany as well when I left there to come home. And I think everybody that lived in the flat when I was there has now moved out, and hopefully my stuff is still in their roof. So yeah. Yeah, sorry, I'm just here to pick up my shit. Right, so this next song is about that traveling, really. It's another song that I wish I could say that I wrote. I think it's one of the most beautiful songs ever written. It's by a guy called Nat King Cole, popularized by a movie. And you guys will definitely know it in one form or another, but this is my cover of a cover of a cover of a cover of a song. That's the real cover story. There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy. They say he wandered very far over land and sea, a little shy and sad of eye, but very wise was he. But then one day, one sunny day, he passed my way, and as we spoke of fools and kings, many, many things, this he said to me: the greatest thing you'll ever learn is to love and be loved in return. Sweet, sweet, the greatest thing you'll ever learn is to love and be loved in return. So I'll keep playing a little bit longer, maybe. It's good actually, because I was just about to say, like, I've been doing so much talking that's only like half of the songs that I wanted to play. Right on. Okay. Oh, that's good. Oh well, tell her to relax. We can keep the gravy train rolling. Taking a trip back into Dadgad. I didn't actually mean to say that so deep. I was about to burp and I was trying to like swallow the burp. Taking a trip to Dadgad. It is that kind of tuning. Like, you gotta almost play some crazy, some like bluesy kind of stuff. For you. I know the pieces fit because I watch them crumble. That's not what we're doing here today. Okay. All right, this is going off the rails. The coffee's kicking in, guys. All right, this song might change picks for this one because this is where shit gets intense. Yeah. So, well, no, it's actually a pick that's a little bit softer, because if I play this song with the other pick, it'll like fucking just jangle everybody's ears. I'll turn the volume down a little bit, actually. All right, so this is a song that does not have a name. I've always recorded it and labeled it Untitled Instrumental, because it's slightly different every time I play it. And I played this song when I arrived in, well, I've been playing it for ages, but when I first arrived in Ireland, I went through like Dublin and a small town called Edenderry, and then went across to Galway, and I just fell in love with Galway. And there's a little pub that I went to in Galway called the Roisin Dubh. If everybody's ever been to Galway, you know this place. If you haven't been to Galway, go to Galway. And if you have been to Galway and don't know this pub, then go to the Roisin Dubh. They do an open mic every week. And I went along to this open mic, and this was the song that I played there. There was a guy who came up to me afterwards, because I said, name it for yourselves out there. And he came up to me and he goes, Scatchamini. And I was like, what, bro? He's like, Scatchamini. I was like, one more time, a bit more slowly. Scatchamini. And he's like, he told me this song. And I can't remember what it means anymore. It means something like frantic or like excitement or something like this. If anybody speaks Gaelic out there, Scatchamini, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'd love to find out what the hell my song is called. And I started calling it that afterwards, but I just decided to include it in today's set because I haven't played it in fucking ages. So I'm real curious as to what's actually going to come out. So this is Sketchamania or Untitled. You can name it something for yourselves out there and tell me afterwards in the comments section. Is there a comments section on Twitch?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it's
Like the chord progression in it, like the you can totally
it's a little bit of I just wish I could remember what the Gaelic word he used for the song was. In Ireland, I was there for maybe 2 to 3 months, but then I went back a few times as well.
Did you go around the UK, or did you just go to Ireland?
I went to a couple of places in the UK, mainly just Cropredy, because I went to the Cropredy Folk Festival
Oh, okay.
at one point, but I didn't get to see much of the UK, to be honest. I've been to London a couple of times, I've been out to Cambridge, but
Go north
yeah.
of Scotland.
Yeah, it's
Otherwise would be a good like.
definitely on my fucking list,
Not
eh?
understand anything that's been said, but you'll learn stuff like that.
Top notch.
Hand on the shoulder, have a good night, mate.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. This next song, the reason I put that song before this song is that the night where I played this song, there was a guy in the crowd who was a friend of the woman who I was staying with, who was a friend of a friend kind of thing. It was bizarre. Like, I showed up with my 2 friends in Galway, and we were going to visit this girl who they knew from their time in Wellington. So we all meet up at this bar, and I'm sitting there like, God, I'm sure I recognize this girl from somewhere. Like, she looks so familiar. And so we're kind of chatting away. I was like, hey, did a guy in a bar in Wellington ever, like, make a paper napkin rose for you on St. Patrick's Day and give it to you in the Green Man pub? And she was like, yeah, do you know him? And I was like, that was me. I did that. I was like, I thought I recognized you with the green hair and all this. And she's like, yeah, crazy. So turns out the friend that my 2 friends, they would live in opposite ends of the country kind of thing, the one they went to go visit, was actually a girl who I had like flirted with one night and then never seen her again. And then she was staying with a woman called Liz, and Liz came by to like just check in on us and stuff, and we were staying in a backpack, and she's like, oh, don't be silly, you know, like, you should have said something, and you could have come and stayed with me, like, got loads of room in the house. And my mates were leaving the next day, but I was like, I might take you up on that offer and just stick around in Galway for a few more days. So I stayed with Liz, and then that weekend she took me to this open mic, and there's a guy called Pete Duffy there who she wanted to introduce me to, because Pete is a producer and now one of my very dearest friends. And so he watched me play that night, and he's like, man, you should come around to the Dreams Loft, which is what he calls his studio, and record something with me. So I did, and I was like, I want to record like a whole bunch of stuff with you, like I'll pay and come and do some studio time. So we set that up, and then I was sitting in Liz's lounge one night, kind of mucking around with some stuff, and I came up with this chord progression and posted it on Instagram. It's just like a little mini clip, and he sends me a message like, this, we're recording this tomorrow. And I went, bro, I don't have any lyrics for it. Like, it's literally just that. I'm just noodling around. Like, and he's like, you'll figure it out, bro. Like, just write some fucking lyrics. I was like, okay. So I was like going through my backlog of poetry and ideas and stuff in my writing books, pulled one out, and I was like, oh, this might work. And so I threw this poem over the top of this song, and it came out as this next song, which is called Under Snow. Which, in my kind of journey, was all about rekindling the old spirit around the things that I used to be passionate about, and trying to live back into the life that I always knew I kind of wanted to have. All right, here we go. I remember the shape that pink lace traces in kind recall, while the city faces faint opaque there. passing painless, holes left by each. The next replaces, sand would fall and clocks would spin. One breath out and one breath in, hours, minutes, seconds slim to the moment I was in. On the run but running low, mapping from the faintest glow. Fires lit so long ago, now embers hiding under snow. Under snow. With the air I took for granted gone, still hope I thought. The mighty wind blows long, now I see these. Gales were never wrong, pushing, tearing. The pain that made me strong, if I slowed I might take in life now passing in the wind. With the drooping of my skin, heart gets faster than my limbs. On the run but running low, mapping from the faintest glow. Fires lit so long ago, now embers hiding under. On the run but running low, mapping from the faintest glow. Fires lit so long ago, now embers hiding under. On the run but running low, mapping from the faintest glow. Fires lit so long ago, now embers hiding under snow. Under snow. Okay. I'm out of coffee. I gotta switch to water now. It's probably actually better for my voice.
Coffee's good for the energy.
But now I have enough energy.
You just need more water.
Stay hydrated, fam. All right. So, this next song is a song called Let Go. You'll probably be able to hear that at the time I was listening to quite a lot of Mumford & Sons. It was written partly in the time while I was in Ireland and partly while I was in Germany. Just kind of trying to chase my little dreams. And I haven't played the song in a very, very long time, actually. I kind of spontaneously decided to chuck it in here. So we're going to see how it goes. Hopefully you enjoy it. I crossed the line, so you crossed mine, and I fell heavy-hearted out of my mind. And I've seen the dark inside the sun, been blacker than this, the said and the done. We all move on somehow, but God, I'm ready now. Take the hands I'm holding out and let go. How do you forgive things I didn't do? When the fears in your head crashed into the truth, I wanna move on, but the closure I need won't come from I'm sorry's. I don't know how to mean, and we all move on somehow. God, go. I'm sorry, I forgive you, don't worry, the pain that's killing me is the pain I saw in you. Tomorrow's gonna be worth what we've been through. Let go. Just fucking let go. Oh, well, a little bit of fumbling around that one, but it's definitely still there. Actually, I'm going to swap the order of these ones. Couldn't decide which order to play these next two songs in. And the order that I chose, I'm now going to swap the other way around. So, because I'm a fucking maverick. The only laws that I obey are those of time and space. And even then, I'm a loose cannon. Yeah. True galactic frequencies vibes. Okay. This is a song about being in Germany. And yo, freut mich. Wie geil. It's about the ending of a relationship amicably eventually. Eventually. We all move on somehow. No, but at the time it was quite hard because I was in this like foreign country, and with the end of the relationship, it was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I don't know what to do. So I started writing this song during that phase where everything was kind of fucked up. And at the end of the relationship, I didn't know where to go. I was technically homeless. I knew I was going to have places to go one way or another, but I still like had no actual home. So it was kind of strange. So like the 23rd of December, picture your relationship has just ended and you're calling your jiu-jitsu coach like, hey, Milton, I don't know what to do with my life, man. You said to call you if some shit goes wrong. Some shit's gone wrong, like I don't know what to do. And the guy's like, oh, Pete, I have lived in this film. Come to the gym. So I rock up to the gym and we cleared out a storage closet, put a mattress down on the floor, and I lived in the gym for 3 months while I was looking for a place to live. And then I eventually found a place to live with some students. And while I was there, I came back upon this song, which I hadn't actually finished writing yet. And having come out the other side of this really difficult time, I finally felt like what the song needed to be completed was some sort of resolution. So going from a vibe of like, I don't know what to fucking do, through to like, it's going to be okay. Like, I can do this. And so this is a song called Home, parentheses, on my own. I think like a good musician's got to have at least one song that has parentheses in it, right? Like, home, on my own. So this is my parenthesis song. Just increasing the reverb slightly on the guitar. It's that kind of song. Reverby. All right, here we go. Here's the song. I came home this evening, you were gone, and I was dreaming about a couple months ago. You were there and we were fine, I didn't need to change my mind to match a man you used to know. Now I spend my night alone, just me, myself, and a dial tone, my lo-fi friend. Feel the fight under my skin to run away and start again. Just give in. I'm not going home, come too far to go. Got this feeling, oh, I'm gonna make it on my own. I'm not going home, come too far to go. Got this feeling, oh, I'm gonna make it on my own. You built me up so much, there's no way I'm living up to the picture in your head. No, it's just a waste of time, but I can't help but hold the line while I'm dreaming about a life where you and I had never met. Maybe dug myself a hole, but I was giving you my soul with every tear I ever shed. One day I'm gonna fill these shoes for somebody that isn't you. Till then I gotta pay my dues out on that lonely road ahead. But I'm not going home, come too far to go. Got this feeling, oh, I'm gonna make it on my own. I'm not going home, come too far to go. Got this feeling, oh, I'm gonna make it on my own. On my own. As I look out through the window at the trees, the leaves are falling, and I know how they feel. One day your head is in the clouds, the next you're headed for the ground, and nothing else is so surreal. You need the wind to show you love, 'cause you're not ready to give up. You wanna fight another day. But all you got's a bag of clothes and a book of songs that no one knows. Hell, you're just trying to learn to float before it all gets swept away. But I'm not going home, come too far to go. Got this feeling, oh, I'm gonna make it on my own. I'm not going home, come too far to go. Got this feeling, oh, I'm gonna make it on my own. Oh, oh. On my own. Cheers. Right on. Cheers, guys. Oh, cheers. I appreciate that, guys. Yeah, no, cheers. Yeah, no, cheers. Cheers. Thank you. You guys ready to have a good time tonight? Yeah, we're gonna have a good time. Gonna get fucking drunk. Anybody who's seen the YOLO video? Like, the YOLO video? I'll show you guys afterwards. If you're out there in internet land, definitely don't look it up. It's fucking horrendous. Okay, we got a couple more songs to play. Nearing the end of the set. And I hope you guys are getting your singing voices ready. Because the last song I'm going to play, I'm going to need you guys' help. but I'm giving you pre-warning because we're like 2 songs away. Because sometimes if you tell people, like, okay, this next song, I need some help from you guys, everybody's like, oh, I wasn't ready for that. I don't know what your guys' surprised sound is, but that's mine. So yeah, in 2 songs' time, I'm going to ask for your help. Because the song that I want to sing, the last song that karaoke, the song that I want you guys to help me sing is a song where like there's bits of like the chorus, where like the chorus rings out as the next verse starts, and it's like quite difficult for me to do that because I'm just one guy, you know. But together we're a room full of people, so we can make that happen all together. But first, there's 2 more songs. I'm very picky about my tuning, sorry guys. So this song, this is another song which I started writing while I was living in the gym. In the gym. It's called In the Gym, parentheses, songwriting. No, I'm just kidding. I've already used my parentheses in another song, so that's no more parentheses in any other music. So this is a song about... It's kind of about the process of having written that first song, you know, like just trying to maintain a positive outlook when things are challenging and when you're not sure what's next and where you're going to go, how you're going to end up. It's a song called Lift My Eyes. Parentheses, in the gym. Lift My Eyes. It's actually just a song about like maintaining correct form when you're doing a squat. Make sure you lift your eyes, right? Like straight back. 90-degree bend in the knees, guys. Knees over toes. Like,
It's important knowledge for everyone, you know?
yeah. So there's a song called Lift My Eyes, parentheses, knees over toes. 1 more rep, bitch. I really want to change the fucking name on Spotify just because of that. Oh, by the way, this music, some of this music, not all of it, but some of it is available on Spotify. That guy, Pete Duffy, who I was talking about before, we got together and we rented out a castle for like a whole day just out of Galway. And we recorded a bunch of music, 4 songs of which I ended up putting on Spotify. And it's called the Castle Session. So everything is literally just microphone and guitar in one big room in this castle. So it just had such beautiful reverb in the place. So everything's pretty much natural. All right, the song is called Lift My Eyes, 1 more rep, knees over your toes, bitch. I'm getting old, but more like I found an age that no one else knows. And I'm feeling low. Strung up and I'm stretched out, and I can't seem to find how I'll make my way back home. But I'm looking up, 'cause I've been looking down. And I can't tell you that I'm proud of what I found. the fire, but I won't even feel it shine. Oh, if I can, if I can, if I can, if I can lift my eyes. I've got it all, but it isn't worth a dime, 'cause all that I own wouldn't teach my words to smile. And I've got the scars and the gray in hair to prove that freedom doesn't always mean nothing left to lose. Oh, but I've got hope. I hope that there's a way for me to love my tomorrows in the wake of my yesterday. In the fire, but I won't even feel it shine. Oh, if I can, if I can, if I can, if I can. Cheers, guys. Started from the bottom, now we're here. In a friend's living, in a friend's bedroom. They said to me, "Hey Pete, you're going to be in big festival stages next year." And I was like, "No." And they said, What do you want to do? I said, in about 3 years' time, I'm going to meet a guy called Aaron. Trust me, I know this. Had a premonition, I had a dream. And he's going to invite me to perform in his house, in one of his flatmates' rooms, at Galactic Frequencies Collective. Yeah. And they were like, "Whatever, man, it's your dream." And I said, "You're damn right, it's my dream." All right, this next song is my second to last song. And it's living that GFC dream. Not the global frequency, the global financial crisis. The other GFC. This ain't 2009, bruh. Anyway, This is my second to last song. This is the one that I was talking about earlier, where it doesn't quite fit in the timeline exactly right, because I actually wrote the first version of this song when I was about 17 or 18 or so. And the chorus wasn't a chorus. It was like an instrumental kind of thing that just fit in the space of a chorus. And I played it like that for years. And one night when I was playing it at an open mic, I asked the crowd, I was like, hey, like, I don't have a name for this yet. It doesn't have a chorus, so like, if you've got a name for it, name it for yourself, and then come and tell me, just like the instrumental thing that I played before. And after this was in Ponsonby up in Auckland, this girl, Maddie, came up to me, and she goes, "Postcards from Space." And I went, damn, that's good. It's really fucking good. And I was like, okay, like, this is now Postcards from Space. Like, I love that. And so I kept playing the song for years, but never wrote a chorus to it. And then while I was living in Germany after writing those last couple of songs, it came back to me. I found myself plucking my way through the chords to this song. I was like, man, this needs a fucking chorus. Like, it needs like some sort of refrain to come back to that's not just instrumental, otherwise it's not going to work. And I thought about the moment where she named it for me, and I went, fuck, it's called Postcards in Space, but at no point in the song do I say the words Postcards in Space. Why not? Like, that would be a good start. And so I started plucking around with stuff and changed the chords, and then found a way to like fit that into the song, and I wrote it based on what this chick had said to me at an open mic, and it ended up working perfectly with the vibe of the song. So this is called Postcards from Space. Money making promises and bets that I can't win. Blowing off the consequences of the troubles I get in. Fight the fight, there might be signs of light to find, but truth be told, tunnels come and tunnels go, just gotta make sure you live before you get old. It'd be such a shame for you to leave before you came. Streets look the same, you know it's time to change lanes. Such a waste to keep that look on your face. So let's get out of this place and send them postcards from space. Check your watch when all is seen and been and done and over now. Tired of holding on to clovers, never really knowing how. There's nothing wrong with hearing nothing but the sound of breathing out. Two hearts beating, being, screaming words without making sound. It'd be such a shame for you to leave before you came. When all your streets look the same, you know it's time to change lanes. Ooh, it'd be such a waste to keep that look on your face. So let's get out of this place and send them postcards from space. So let's get out of this Postcards from Space.
Delivery company, Galactic Frequencies Collective.
Hey! That's so good. Postcards from Space, delivery service, Galactic Frequencies. All your intergalactic courier needs. What's that? Courier frequencies. Hey! Infrequent but frequent enough. I don't hear from space often, but when I do... Yeah, who's sending me all these fucking postcards? Return to sender. The courier's like, oh, just got back from space. Alright, so this is the last song. This is the song where you sing along. You got one line, but it happens regularly, so. Okay. This is a song called We All Fall Down. And this is probably the song that I wrote and finished most recently. Well, that's not true, but the most recent one that I actually released. And this song was written partially inspired by poetry and music of the Emerald Isle itself in Ireland. But I actually finished writing it in Ohopo in New Zealand, where I was staying with my parents, and recorded it in a studio in Auckland called Show Pony Studios with a guy called Amos Clark. Brilliant producer. Like, he got sounds out of this song that I did not think would come out of this song. So looking forward to at some point in time working with this guy again. The line you guys need to get your singing caps on for is "We all fall down, down, down." And I'll do a little teaser of the chorus so you can feel where it needs to be, and we'll give it a trial run, and then I'll play the song. Does that sound good? All right. The end of the line, still a hell of a ride as we all fall down, down, down. We all fall down, down, down. We all fall down. Okay, simple enough. We'll give it a run through. The end of the line, still a hell of a ride as we all fall down, down, down. We all fall down, down, down. We all fall down. Okay, you guys got the hang of it? Yes. All right, good shit. So, this is the final song of my set. It's funny, I said I'll play an hour instead of an hour and a half, and this has worked out to be exactly an hour and a half, so that works out. Okay, this is We All Fall Down. Watching the smoke over tenement roofs, the winter winds, weather-beaten face on the loose, I wonder how the hell it could all come to this. I can't tell if I'm Fagin or Oliver Twist. We live out our lives buying cups we can't fill. Try outrun the fear, but it's dreams that we kill. Truth is we're just scared of dying alone, so we buy, brag and hope that it outlives our bones. And it's not about being immortal, hell, we're barely surviving right now. But the end of the line's still a hell of a ride as we all fall down, down, down. We all fall down, down, down. We all fall, as kids we all follow the leader for fun, so nobody blinks when she pulls out a gun. Still following orders like the teachers all taught us. Our minds have been hijacked, the pilots are slaughtered, while the media bashes the plane as it crashes. We roll up their magazines, snorting the ashes, 'cause it's easier to follow than to stand at the crossroads shouting devils be damned. I'm not waiting for God, oh, we don't know the meaning of anything. Might as well spend a night on the town. So sit for a while, share a line and let's smile as we all fall down, down, down. We all fall down, down, down. We all fall. Facts are the facts while we wait for alternatives, and history is turning in circles of circuses. Horses for courses, but the horses are high, full of coke and the courses are owned by the guy selling drugs in the parking lot, trench coat and glasses with pockets full of ornate, misleading moustaches. He's a walking cartoon of a ragged tycoon, but we eat up his act and we buy the balloons. And I'm not saying you have to change, I just know that I'm struggling with staying the same. So I'd rather have a chance at a different dance as we all fall down, down, down. We all fall down, down, down. We all fall. The truth is that none of it matters at all. You're taught how to walk, there's a blink and a call to your family to say that your time's almost over. You're flash in the pan, same old supernova. But try not to panic and try not to hate. Our time is too short for too soons and too lates. The mistakes will keep rolling, but remember to laugh, 'cause sooner or later you chuckle your last, and I'll be gone in the flash of a whistle, and my body may burn with my name. But once in a while I hope you think of me and smile as we all fall down, down. Once in a while I hope you think of me and smile as we all fall down, down. Once in a while I hope you think of me and smile as we all fall down, down, Sorry I can't make it clearer. I would paint if I knew how to see. All I've got's a little time and the space between lines of graffiti I carved on the walls of my heart as I... Thank you. Thanks very much, guys. It's been real. All right, hour and a half of tunes. All right, thank you, Galactic Frequencies Collective. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the coffee.
Thank you so much, Pete.
Cheers.
Thanks everyone to Pete for that performance. That was amazing. If you want to see any of his stuff, we've got Hodkinson right here. So he's got music on Spotify and his social media platforms as well. So thanks again so much.
You're very welcome.
That was really, really awesome. Great start to the morning or the evening, wherever you're coming from. We're just going to change it over now. We'll play some music from Aaron's brother, and up next we have Mariana. So stay tuned, and we'll be back soon, fully fed and ready to go. Thank you.